Speaker, I don't buttress what has already been said by the Leader of Minority, because indeed it is true that under the current dispensation, the political parties, both parliamentary and non-parliamentary political parties, in line with our standing orders, are represented in the Selections Committee, which I happen to chair. And decisions of that committee are not decisions of the chair, are decisions, as the Leader of Minority have said, decisions of the committee. By consensus, and where there is no consensus, we vote. And it is also true, Honorable Speaker, in line with our own standing orders, the independents in the House, and I don't want to question the independents myself, but the independents in the House are accorded an opportunity to sit in that Selections Committee. And indeed, when I listen to Honorable Timothy Toroitich, the issue he's raising is coached around a constitutional issue, but is more of a complaint of his relegation to another committee from the one he was serving in. But I can confirm, because we sat in that committee on Monday evening, the Honorable Timothy Toroitich, the committee he was in, he has been replaced by another independent member. Not a member from the majority or from the minority. It is another independent member who has taken his position. And in line with the proposals that we got before the committee, Honorable Speaker, from the representation of the independents in the Selections Committee. To Honorable Speaker, I engaged Honorable Ngelechei and Honorable Karauri, who lead that caucus of independents. And when they appeared before the Honorable Ngelechei as a representative of the independents in the Selections Committee, submitted their list. Honorable Speaker, as expected, every other member in this House wants to be a member of the Budget Committee, Transport, Energy, Education, Water and Irrigation. But it is not practical. And that is why what Honorable Junet says is true. The intent of the Constitution and our standing orders was to establish a Selections Committee that would then guide the House to settle members in committees, because it was expected that if what Timothy Toroitich says is true, or was to be true, that if a particular grouping brings their list before the Selections Committee, expressing their desire, what if all independents, we had 20 or 30 independent members, and they all express the desire to sit in the Budget Committee? Shall we have a Budget Committee where only independent members sit? Or for instance, now I think there are about 11 or 12 of them. If they all wanted to sit in the Transport Committee, would it mean then that that is the only committee they will all sit in? That was the import of our Constitution and our standing orders, that there will be established a Selections Committee that, like all other business of the House, the committee will guide in terms of settling and agreeing through consensus, and where there is no consensus, by a vote, which member sits in which committee, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, I think, by and large, when I listen to the Honorable Toroitich, I have heard his disgruntlement and a complaint on the committee that he has been settled on by the Selections Committee. But I want to encourage the Honorable Member for Marakwet West. Focus more on serving the people of Marakwet West. And there are members who have served in this House and not served in any committee of the House. But they have done exemplary well in the Assembly, in plenary, and in their constituencies in addressing matters that are of concern to the people that sent them to represent them. Otherwise, if you focus on disgruntlement on whether you sit in this or that committee, as I said yesterday, Honorable Speaker, we may not be able to satisfy everybody, and it's not practical to satisfy everybody in terms of their desires and needs as individuals. But let us use the opportunities that we are given to serve in whatever committee you are relegated to serve in, whether it is in Transport Committee, whether it is in the very powerful Members' Welfare Committee. That, Honorable Speaker, I said when in the last Parliament I served in the Members' Welfare Committee, I have never served in a more powerful committee of this House than the Members' Welfare Committee. This is a committee that oversees the Parliamentary Service Commission, where the Speaker is the chair of the Parliamentary Service Commission. There is no other committee of this House that can oversight, Mr. Speaker, other than the Members' Welfare Committee. And I am very proud of my time as a member of the Members' Welfare Committee because, Honorable Speaker, you remember when you took over as chair of the Parliamentary Service Commission, Bunge Tower had actually progressed in the last 2 years of the last regime because of the work that we put to make sure that we oversighted the Parliamentary Service Commission to ensure that members of Parliament who joined the 13th Assembly, and I must thank you, Honorable Speaker, because when you came in, you picked up from where the other commission had left and ensured that now members enjoy good facilities at Bunge Tower. And I want to ask the members who are joining the Members' Welfare Committee, keep the Speaker on his toes so that he can continue guiding the Parliamentary Service Commission to improve your welfare as members of Parliament. And that's why I say it is one of the most powerful committees of this House, Honorable Speaker. I was just engaging with my brother, Honorable Nimrod Mbai. I was telling him the Public Petitions Committee again, when we crafted this committee in the last Parliament, it is bound to be one of the best committees of this House. But let me say, these committees are as good as the leadership and as a membership. It is up to you to make the best out of it, and also in the service of it, and also in the service to your constituents. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.